Today, we are going to make an application in Python, which is going to be a clone app of Wikipedia, but this is going to be something more of a personal touch. You're going to learn about how to create your own voice assistant, who is going to help you to translate and have a conversation with you. And we're going to run some AI, that's artificial intelligence code, with our app, which we're going to create, design them, and make Wikipedia searching much more easier. Let's get started. Here's what we're going to do today. Now, to create an app or to create your own code which can actually solve one of your problems, you need to have an understanding on what you're going to do. So we're going to create an app. By the way, my drawing is bad. No judging here. So let's say we want to create an app, which is going to be a Wikipedia search. You search about something, and that the answer from the Wikipedia page will be back to you. Now, how is this all going to work? You're going to design your app. That's the first thing you're going to do. That is, you're going to design your app, or let's say model up your app by adding some buttons, giving some colors, position something on the right place. Second, you're going to write a code, and that code will be basically done in Python. So you're going to write a code to your application, a code which will also be using some AI, or you will say some API, which means it's going to tell computer machine or the internet browser to find the results for you. And we'll also have the voice assistant. A voice assistant means, usually when you switch on your computer, for sometimes computer says you something like "hello there," or some robotic voice. So we're gonna learn about how to use them as well. And using all of these things in our app, it's gonna make it something really cool. I'm gonna open Python. And I need some of your help throughout the whole development thing. I'm going to be asking you your favorite colors, ask you about some changes to make, and maybe a couple of font styles and the audio styles. Okay. Now, usually when you make a Python code, you need to work with some libraries. So I'm going to add the hashtag and say imports. Now, why did I use this thing, and why do we use it? Yes, Colin, ask me a question.
What kind of Python should I be using?
Any Python editor, all works for it. But I will really suggest if you can use the ideally, which is a default editor for Python. So
Perfect.
yeah, okay, cool. So we have. I just added a simple imports, and this is a comment. So a comment is not a code. I'm just gonna again say it here. Comment is not a code. It's just for you to understand your code better, a better description, and for people who's learning to know better. The next thing we need to do here is we'll add some imports. So I'm gonna say from Tkinter import star and import Wikipedia. Now, what do you think? What are these imports for? Anyone? Michael, TZ, Colin? I said here like import Wikipedia, and I'm also gonna say import time.
Import the Wikipedia and the voice.
Exactly. I'm good. Yeah, right. Nice work, Michael. It's like you are trying to call some of the properties, or I will say some of the things into your code. Now I'm going to explain to you after I add the import here, the whole process. So we have how exactly a code works and how it's going to frame up all together. So let's understand the process. First, everything is empty from beginning. Do you see when I opened the code file, everything was pretty much empty, right? There was nothing there. It was an empty paper, just like an empty book or something. And inside it, I added some kind of simple codes which says from, Tkinter, import star, import Wikipedia. All these things are basically Python programming code, which are done in proper rules. For example, we said import with a keyword. We used, yes, Colin, ask me your help.
I can't seem to find the right Python.
You can't seem to find the right Python. Do you have any editor that you use for Python? You can use that.
I don't.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can use that. You can use it. You can use it to code. And yes, you can use the IO for coding.
He said I don't.
Oh,
No,
she
I
doesn't.
do. I do.
Oh, she do. Okay, cool. So, how does it's working? So I said from Tkinter, import star, import Wikipedia, import time, import pyttsx3. These are some simple English words related to English, if not. And they are called the Python code rules. So you need to follow some rules here. If you try to write something else, which is not even a Python code, like hello, without any rules, and you try to run your code, it won't run because the computer is not understanding you. So let's say you write some code. I'm going to write here a very simple code, which is going to say, yes, Colin, ask me. It's still not opening for you, the coding editor?
No, it's opening, but it says an error.
It shows an error. Okay, you can wait till the end. I'm going to let you write the code. Okay, let's finish the starting steps and then I can help you out on your screen. Make sense, Colin?
Okay, I'll paste what it says in the chat.
Sure. So print hello, and we have Python code. Now, how is the next steps happening? Oh, I know what's wrong. I'll help you out with that. Don't worry. So we want to work with this thing on your Python code or on your Python program. You write something very simple. This code will go to the computer machine and finally make that code work. Now, there's like a lot of things which is complicated if you're new to coding or if you're new to programming, but I want to know, what do you all think about coding? What do you think? How does the code exactly works? You can share your ideas with me. What do you think? How exactly does the code work? You write a code here, but what happened next? What's the next step?
I think
Like if I
instructions for computers.
Exactly. So let's say if I say print, hello, everyone. And if I say just hello, everyone, can anyone tell me which one is right? Which one is wrong? We have two print. So is the A1 is right or the B1?
A.
A? Yeah, you can give me the message. You don't need to type A all the time. Okay, yeah, cool. Why do you think A is right and not the B?
Because A, it has like a command print.
Exactly. Nice answer. Wow, Michael. DZ, what do you think? Not the B one?
A computer doesn't understand the other ones, so you need to use print.
Yeah, awesome. Nice work. Usually the cat doesn't have any arms. I cannot give you all a high five, but each time you give me a right answer, it's basically like a high five time. Now, you all said A, and the reason is, yeah, the computer doesn't understand you if you're not following the rules. So if I run this code, I'm going to save this code as Wiki app. It says invalid syntax. Now that means you're not following the rule. The word syntax means rules. Now this is what exactly is happening. In coding, you write your code. For example, you say print Python or something print inside the bracket, some parentheses, some message, close the printing. This thing goes to the compiler, which you don't see, but computer knows this thing pretty well. Compiler means it's going to convert your command or the rules or whatever you want to do to the bits, that is ones and zeros. So 1 0 1 0 thing happen here. And this is the language named as binary. And this is the only language which computer machine understands. So when everything is translated into binary, that means it's good to go. And finally, your program starts to work. So anytime you do anything wrong over here, especially with the rules, computer fails to understand and it keeps on thinking, what's that? I didn't know it. I never heard about it before. And your program doesn't work. So that's the very simple, basic thing, learning about how to code. So yes, Colin, you can share your screen if you can. if you can. And there is a thing only for this project, because we will be using artificial intelligence, a very short kind of, and some simple web browser searches. We need to import separate libraries, and Colin, that thing is happening with you. So after the lesson, you won't be able to run your code from the very beginning because you might be missing some of the libraries if you're new to coding. And how to install them? It's in the CMD. You need to say pip install Wikipedia. And I will show you in the end about how to do exactly this thing. And in the CMD, again, you're going to say pip install pyttsx3. What is CMD? CMD means
Command.
the command prompt. Exactly. So command prompt is usually one of the very important thing in coding and installations, not coding, mainly with installations and managing things. So command prompt. And I will show you about how to work with it in the end. So we have a couple of things. We have Tkinter, Wikipedia, Time, and the audio library. Wikipedia, you know what Wikipedia is. Tkinter means the app creation. Okay. Time, it's pretty simple. Wikipedia, simple. pyttsx3 means Python text to speech library, and that's the library we're going to be using today. So let's get started with the very first thing. It's going to say print hello everyone, and then we're going to create our first audio settings. So I'm going to name it as speaker as a variable. I'm going to call, and by the way, don't worry about the code. Don't worry about what I will be typing. It might be a little bit complicated if you're seeing it for the very first time. So try to follow along with me. Colin, in the end, I'm going to show you about the CMD, how to use them, because the problem is basically with the library you're facing. You don't have them installed, and I'll show you how to install them too. Okay. So we're going to start with the variable speaker, and I'm going to name it run the library. That is the text to speech library, and initialize it. Now, usually the speaker says so fast. For example, if you want to say speaker.say, hello, everyone. And when I'm going to try to run it, so you need to say run and wait, you will see the change and you will see how not really good it is. So I'm going to run it right now. Before I do that, I will be sharing my computer sound. Yes, I will send the code at the end of the class.
Hello, everyone.
Do you see how fast that thing was? I don't like it. And I think it's more like a robot. So can we make it look better? And Colin, yes, I'll be sending you the code by the end of the class. I'm going to slow down the speed of it. So let's pick a speed. Maybe 125. And we can change the voices too. So I will say Python text to speech library dot get the property of all the voices. Usually voices means what your computer supports. Each computer, whether it be a Mac computer or Windows, you have different voices saved on your computer machine, and you can get them and you can change them. For example, I'm going to just come down here and I will say, I need to copy this thing, come back here. First, we'll slow down the thing. So we want to slow down the rate, how fast you're speaking to the speed that we have made. And then we need to change the voice. We need to change the voice to, let's try the other one. So we tried the male one right now. I'm going to try the female's voice. Is the ID number 2. ID number 2, I'll explain you why. ID 0 is the male voice, and ID 1 is the female voice. Because we start counting from 0 in programming, and 0 means 1, 1 means 2. And if you try to run it now, you will see the change. Oh, there is an error. It says rate and speed. We just need to change that thing. Now the get and set. Now this is the very tiny change that we need to do. Get means to get the properties, set means to set the property, and we were just getting the properties all along. So let's set the property again and run this thing.
Hello, everyone.
I think this is better, right? What do you all think? Better than the first try.
Yeah.
It says, Yeah, it's much better. We're trying to hear every word out there. And yeah, that's cool. Yes, Colin. Yeah, that looks good. Now, after saying hello, everyone, I want to make it more interesting. So it's going to ask you about what your name is. And I will say, first, we will create a simple app screen. So we will say frame, or let's say app. I want you to tell me about one of your favorite color. What do you think? What should be the background color of this app?
Goldenrod.
You can, if you know how to pick a Google Color Picker, you can send me a Google Color Picker code too. Or you can just tell me the name of the color. I will use it here.
Blue.
Oh, blue color is good. So I'm gonna just add a color. I just need to say app.configure, and it's gonna be background equals blue. We need to give it a screen size. I was thinking to keep app.geometry means the dimensions you're gonna pick. Dimensions means
Can you set
The-
the background to an image?
yes, you can do that, but it will definitely need some extra lines of code, and the time is limited today. But yes, definitely you can do that. So the screen dimensions means it's the width and the height, and let's say I want to keep it around 1,200. Let's keep it a very tiny app, so 400 pixels by 400 pixels. So when I'm going to try to run this thing, it will look something like this.
Hello everyone.
And then you see a blue app coming in. Cool.
Yes.
Now it is something I don't want to happen. That means the person can resize my app, and I don't like that. So I will come down and I will say app.resizable. To the width side, false. To the height size, false. And after doing all these things, instead of rewriting the same thing all over again, I'm just going to copy that, paste it here, and say launching Wikipedia app. Launching Wikipedia app. And to make it more like your personal touch, you can give it a name for yourself. For example, I'm going to give it a name. Let's pick a name here. Gonna say Coda. And each time of saying hello, everyone, I'm going to greet the person who is specifically going to be using this app. So this is going to make it more cool. For you, and plus the name of the person. So let's try and see how it works now.
Hello Coder. Launching Wikipedia app for you Coder.
So cool, right? And the changes, we won't be able to resize this thing. So it's going to stay at the same size. Cool. Things are getting much better now. Now it looks very simple. So we need to create some simple design. I'm actually going to add a frame inside it. So if that's your screen, if this is your screen, we're going to add a frame here on top of it. It's just like you need to add a blocks inside blocks, and one button and an area here. So you can search about something, click on the search button, and you will come up with a result. So the button should be the black one. I'm going to design a button here. So let's try to just design the same thing over here using the codes. So I'm going to say create a frame, which is the red outer box, or you can, let's pick a different color. So the frame is going to be the orange box here. So let's create a frame. I'm going to say frame equals to frame, and add it on my app. To that frame, I'm going to add an input, which is going to be the tiny place where you're going to write something, and it's going to be the person typing. So it's going to be an entry box. It's going to be in your frame, and the width of it, I'll keep it to 50. And then input.back. And result will be empty for beginning because you haven't searched about for anything. And once you get the result, the text would be in this format. Do you have any cool font family? Anyone? Any font family you like Arial's, Comic Sans, MS? Any font family you like? Or should I just keep it Times? You know what the font families are, right? It's the way how the font looks like. So we'll try with different ones, but if you have any interesting font family you want me to try, you can let me know. And the text size, I'll keep it 20. So when I'm going to try to add a button, now we're going to add a button there too. Pacifico, we'll try. Let's try after Arial if that works, because sometimes Python doesn't support some font families. And I'm going to add a button in the very same frame. So it's going to be inside the frame. The button text would say search, or let's name it something cool, Bikini, and command will add up later. Button dot back. Side is going to be on the right side, and the frame dot back in the center. Usually you don't have thing like center, so it's always top. And then we need to add everything together. Packing means you're just trying to put everything together in one place, and it automatically fixes its positions. And app.main loop. So when you run it now, I forgot to close the bracket. When you close that thing, well, yes.
Hello Coder. Launching Wikipedia app for you Coder.
And there we go. Cool. So it's a very simple app, no much more design. You have a frame, you have the text area where you can basically write something, but we won't be writing here. Here will be our result. And this is going to be a text area where you can search about something. And that's the button which you're going to click. Can you design something much better than this? Yes, you will have multiple unlimited options here to design your app. For example, if I'm going to say the button, I'm just going to come down and give it a button, some thing like background. I want to change it to red. And the foreground, that's a text color, I want to keep it white. So when you run it right now, it looks something like this.
Hello Coder. Launching Wikipedia app for you Coder.
So do you see the button color changes? Now it looks like this. So it's all up to you to design the way you need it. Even for this one, I'm going to change it to, let's change it to yellow. So the background will be not yellow. That would be bad. Let's say the background is going to be red again. Or let's say the background is going to be black while the text is going to be white. So foreground is going to be white. And the text here inside the text area will be 13. So let's see how it looks.
Hello Coder. Launching Wikipedia app for you Coder.
Cool. So when you try to search about something, let's say I'm going to search about code or something, it's going to look like that. That's pretty cool. Now, the last thing, nothing is working. When I'm going to try to click on the button, nothing works. And the reason is you need to make some function to work. So I'm going to write a function. Always remember, functions come before calling them. So you need to make a function and then call the function. And we're going to call the function in the button. So call a function. How do you make a function? It's really simple. I'm going to name this function as define. And the name of the function, let's say search, or let's say Wikipedia, wiki search. And just a couple of 2 to 3 lines and it's going to be all done. So if I'm going to come down here, I'm going to say global result, which is going to be an empty thing by default. Summary as a variable. Now here is where we're going to use the library which we used up ahead. We imported it, but we haven't used it. Now we're going to use it over here. So we'll say Wikipedia, get me the summary. You know, summaries are the short description about a specific topic. So I want to get a description about the result, which I'm going to search for. That's the search thing. And I need at least just 3 sentences. Okay, so 3 sentences. Only 3, not more. I misspelled here. Okay, that's it. Now, after this, I want that thing to be added to my text. So insert, and that's it. You're almost done. So that's going to be the last line of our code. And after we create the function, we need to call the function. So we're going to call the function by saying to this button, add the command, and the command is going to be the function name. All right, let's run it and see how it works. So 3, 2, 1, and go.
Hello Coder. Launching Wikipedia app for UCoder.
There we go. So what should we search for? As it's more educational lesson, I'm going to search about school and click on the search button. Now it shows there is a problem, and the problem is some of the function wasn't connected. So let's see what's wrong here, and we'll fix it. Okay. And by the way, you can type me in the chat box what thing would you like to search in your app, and we'll try to use it. So meanwhile, I'm just going to fix this thing pretty quick. We have Wikipedia search, and come on, we added the Wikipedia search. I'm just going to name it as search to be very simple for you to type the code after the lesson. And global is the result. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Text.insert, I think, yeah, that looks good too. I just need to change this thing a little bit. Control Z, single apostrophes, even that one. And yep. So everything looks good to me. There is no error with that. Okay, so thing looks good. One few more thing I would do, and that is after getting the result, I want the robot to say the same thing. So Python text to speech library dot, or you can just say speaker dot say result, or you can just say speaker dot say summary, speaker dot run, and wait. That's it. So your app is completed now.
Hello Coder. Launching Wikipedia app for UCoder.
You got your app. There is still one little thing about the libraries which I need to explain to Colin on how to use it, and we'll do it right now. Okay. I need to come back over here, and I will just need to change this thing to single apostrophes, and it works. I will change some couple of design things too because it might be a little bit of glitch. But that's okay. So your app creates over here, and it will search about
Hello
everything into the
Coder.
design. Any other questions?
Launching Wikipedia
What
app
we need to
for
change
UCoder.
into this app? You can tell it to me. There is a problem with the internet search right now, so it's not giving you the result, but it will definitely give you the result. So this means there is a problem with the GitHub repository, and to solve it, I already have this thing running. So I'm going to try to jump into this one and try to run it, and there we go. It's the one without the design. So when we try to design it, there was some error with the GitHub repository, and to fix it, it's just going to be a couple of more minutes. So not to waste your time, I'm going to try to run this thing right now. So we're going to search about school or any other thing, and you get the result here. Cool? That simple it is. Now, can we search about everything? Yes. But there are sometimes, let's say if you want to search about programming, you won't get the result from Wikipedia. And the reason is this thing. Do you see? It says, no, you cannot find anything about programming. And the problem is not about programming, the word programming. Wikipedia doesn't have any summary for that topic. So summaries are the short description for one single topic. So if Wikipedia doesn't have any summary for that topic, you won't be able to search for it. So if you say Wikipedia here, like game programming, Wikipedia gives you some suggestions. Maybe you can search for these things. And when you click on search, there we go. You get the result. Cool. Can we try to implement the same programming structure into our code? Yes. I'm going to try to come back here, import Wikipedia, and the error which I was facing with the last few steps, I'm going to do it over here. So I'm going to try to bring it down there and change everything with the app. Copy that. App thing. Everything looks good. Looks good. So let's try to run and see how it works.
Hello Coder.
Michael,
Launching
you
Wikipedia
had
app
one
for you, coder.
question. Should we take coding videos on Python or to get used to Python? I'll say the more practice you're going to do with your code, or more times you're going to type your program, the better understanding you will create, you will have. So I'm just going to say code. Usually there is now no Wikipedia library for code. So it's again going to give you a lot of suggestions. So maybe I'm going to search about computer object model. Do you want to search about something, anyone? I have a lot of options here and we can try to use each one of them. So do you have any cool searches you want to make on your Wikipedia app? I'm going to try with the...
Hello, coder. Launching Wikipedia app for you, coder.
Let's search about robot and see if computer Wikipedia have some summary for it. Yeah, there we go. We got the summary. A robot is a machine, especially one of the programmable computer. You can also tell the computer to speak this thing for you. Just to do that, you need to copy this thing. I will send you the code in the end. We're almost done. We're just testing out with different values. And here is where we're going to write backspace. And let's try to see the summary over here. So that's it. We are almost done.
Hello, coder.
Yes, we can do that.
Launching Wikipedia app
Let's
for you,
follow.
coder.
So this time I'm going to actually search about, I'm running out of options. So do you have anything you want to search for? I'll search about robots again and try to see if it works.
Chickens.
A robot is a machine, especially one programmable by a computer capable of carrying out a complex series of actions automatically. A robot can be guided by an external control device, or the control may...
So this time, your app is trying to say the things instead of speaking it. How cool is that, right?